I'm not the executive producer. I'm not the editor. So, you can only work with what you've got.
You mentioned a conversation you had on night one with the host, but you don't use Chris Harrison's name. You don't get into any of the stuff with Rachel Lindsay. Was that a conscious decision of just like not something that I needed to get involved in? I mean, even at the time, like, I feel like you kind of just tried to just get through it is how it read to me. Yeah. Obviously I wasn't there, but
no, I just felt like we spent enough time talking about that stuff. It's like, I hate beating a dead horse, and like, everything's played out how it's played out. And like, there's no need to go back on it, on something that we've talked so much about, because unfortunately those type of conversations overshadowed, context that I would have liked to have been applied to the season that would give people, that would have answered a bunch of questions I had, things that I talked about and discussed and went into in depth in my dates and on group dates and on one-on-ones that never aired. So I didn't want to take any more time to talk about that stuff. I wanted to focus on themes that I felt that could really help people. And I don't think that going back on that would be any help to anybody. So
yeah, very fair. You write about talking about race on the show with Black contestants, but not necessarily with your white contestants. And obviously you ended up with Rachel and you guys bonded. You knew you liked her right away. You'd had a lot in common, but you maybe didn't go there seriously about certain things, or maybe, I know we didn't see all of it, but you kind of wrote about how you navigated them almost differently. Is there anything you think that you guys could have done differently at Nemacolin that would have made things how it played out? You would have handled it a little differently, or do you think it all happened the way it was supposed to?
No, I'm a firm believer that everything happened the way it was supposed to. And that comment about the conversations about race taking place with, the Black women that were there is just is unfortunate, because, those weren't the conversations that we needed to have. We understood those things about one another, like maybe in a group setting, or maybe in a context that provided more light to somebody outside of our ethnicity. But, I'm not the executive producer. I'm not the editor. So, you can only work with what you've got. And I think that throughout the show, a lot of important things were discussed and addressed that, I can't complain about how one or two things happened. So, yeah.